Well, welcome to Copperhead Road Homestead. I'm going to talk to you about this beauty over here in just a moment. If you're interested, then stay along. If you're interested, then stay tuned. It's been a wet and rainy day this morning on the homestead, but I wanted to share this with you. This is a chicken of the woods mushroom. It's also called a shelf mushroom, I believe. I'm gonna eat this here in just a minute. I'm gonna cook it up. It's considered a delicacy in some places. Some people think it tastes like chicken. Other people say it tastes more like crab or some seafood or something like that. But I'm gonna cut some of it off. So it's called a shelf mushroom because it comes off in these little shelves. Do you see it? And this part in the center is a little harder. You might do better to dry it and grind it up. But the best part to eat is this part on the outside. I'm gonna take it in there in a second. I'll cut it off and we'll clean it up, and then we'll fry it in the skillet. One of the reasons that I'm not too concerned about eating this one is it is, by almost all accounts, one of the easiest to recognize. I didn't have to cut too much on it. Kind of just pulled it up and it came up by itself. This is the first time I've had this. We'll see how it is together. Let's get this inside. So I got them inside, and the first thing I'm gonna do is rinse them off. This is my first time doing it, and I read they can get waterlogged if you put too much or just soak them in water. So I'm gonna rinse them off, and then I'm gonna cut these ends off over here, and that's the part that I'm gonna cook. Let's get them clean. Got it over here, I got it rinsed off, and I'm going to cut this outer part off, and I'm just going to use the outer part. The outer part is, kind of, I could see how it could be kind of a meat texture. Some people say it tastes kind of like chicken. The inner part is kind of a bit harder. I'm probably just going to discard the inner part and not do anything with it, but I think you can dry it, and you can put it in other things like in casseroles. The fungi are supposed to be pretty healthy for you. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do cooking it. See that? So this is only a small portion of what's over there, and there's a whole lot right here that I didn't use as well. That's the inner portion. To be honest with you, this doesn't seem very appetizing to me, but I'm going to cook it in butter, and that's going to make it more appetizing. And one of the things I'm trying to do is to learn to, forage more and to use what I have available to me. So in case of a situation where there's not a lot of food, if it tastes like what people say it tastes like, then I may be hooked and have to, hunt for more. In this location where I've seen it, it's come back year after year. This is like the third year that I've seen it, the first time that I've tried it though. I'm gonna to fry this up and see how it goes. So I'm getting the butter melted, and all I'm gonna do is just put salt and pepper on it. I've never done this before, so I'll let the butter melt, and then I'm gonna put salt and put this in there, and then put some salt and pepper on it and give it a taste. So I got it here, and the smell, smelled kind of nostalgic, like something I'd smelled before, and I thought of it, and it's how I used to cook chicken, buttered with salt and pepper. And so this is salt, pepper, butter, and the chicken of the woods mushroom. So I don't know. I've never had this before. I've only read online. I've only seen what other people said, but I'm fairly confident, 98% sure confident that this is chicken of the woods. Confident enough to give it a taste. So it's a little slimy, almost like it's undercooked chicken in some ways. But it's not awful. I imagine if I was hungry, take a look. Kind of mushroomy, and I can see where somebody might say it's kind of like chicken, but it doesn't taste like fully cooked chicken. I like grilled chicken, but it's not awful. And I don't feel any asphyxia. I don't feel any reactions to it. But it don't look that bad, does it? So I'll look up some of the nutrition details and I'll put down in the description below. If you see a chicken of the woods, then it's again one of the fairly easily identified mushrooms. A lot of them, they say don't try this, but this is what the fungus foragers suggest as a good, very very basic mushroom to try out. So if you're hungry and you need some food and you find one of these, bon appetit. If you like things like this, like and subscribe. Comment below if you'd be willing to try this. If you have tried it, eating wild mushrooms scares you too much because of the possibility of them being poisonous, come back again tomorrow. Thanks.